I found out my wife was cheating on me, and I don't know what to do. I've been married to my wife, Sarah, for almost 5 years now. We met in college and had that kind of relationship everyone around us envied. We were best friends before anything else. We shared everything, our hopes, our dreams, even our fears. At least, that's what I thought. It all started about 3 months ago. It was just a gut feeling at first, nothing concrete. Sarah had always been the more social one in our relationship. She would go out with friends often, but she had a good balance of spending time with me too. But then, one evening, I noticed something off. She was texting on her phone for hours, and when I asked her about it, she quickly closed the screen and brushed it off with an excuse that she was just chatting with a friend about work. I didn't think much of it at first. We all have our private moments, right? But over time, things started to feel different. She would leave the house more often, and when I asked where she was going, she'd give vague answers. She'd say things like, just out with friends or had to take care of some errands, but it felt like I wasn't getting the full story. Even our conversations began to change. She seemed distant, distracted, and less interested in us as a couple. One night, I decided to do something I never thought I would. I checked her phone. I know it's wrong, but something inside me just couldn't let go of the feeling that something wasn't right. I wasn't expecting to find anything earth-shattering. Maybe a few texts, but nothing too major. But what I found shattered me. There it was, clear as day, messages between Sarah and another man. It wasn't just casual chatting. It was flirtation, inside jokes, the kind of connection I thought only we had. My stomach dropped as I scrolled through the texts. One of them read, "I can't wait to see you tonight, just us, no distractions. Let's make it unforgettable." I didn't even need to see more to know what was going on. My heart felt like it was being ripped from my chest. My mind raced. How could she do this? After everything we had built together, how could she betray me like this? The worst part? I didn't confront her right away. I spent the whole night sitting in silence, my mind swirling with anger, pain, and confusion. I couldn't believe what I was reading, but at the same time, I knew it was the truth. I didn't want to believe it, but deep down, I knew. I wasn't ready to hear it from her, though. I needed to process it on my own first. The next day, she acted normal. Almost too normal. She kissed me goodbye as she left for work, the same way she always did. I couldn't even look at her. I didn't know if I was angry or just heartbroken. I didn't know if I should confront her or wait for her to come clean on her own. I went to work in a daze, hardly able to focus. All I could think about was her betrayal. When she came home that night, I was sitting at the kitchen table. She seemed surprised to see me there so early. She smiled, but it didn't feel genuine. I didn't say anything at first. I just watched her, trying to read her, trying to figure out if she was going to admit it. But no. She acted as if nothing had changed. She asked how my day was, as if everything were fine. I couldn't take it anymore. I stood up, walked over to her, and showed her the phone. I didn't yell. I didn't need to. The messages spoke for themselves. For the longest time, she was silent. Her face drained of color as she looked at the screen. Then, her eyes welled up with tears. She looked at me, and I could see the guilt in her face, but also something else, fear. Fear that I would leave her. She started apologizing. Over and over, she said she was sorry. That it was a mistake. That she didn't mean for it to happen. But it was too late. I had already seen the truth. The words seemed empty now. I didn't know if I could believe her. She told me it was a one-time thing. That it was an emotional lapse, a moment of weakness. But it didn't feel like that to me. It didn't feel like a mistake, it felt like a choice. A conscious decision to step out of the life we'd built together. For the next few days, we didn't talk much. I went through the motions of daily life, but my mind was in a constant whirlpool of emotions. The hardest part was realizing that I didn't know if I could ever look at her the same way again. That trust, the foundation of everything we had, was shattered. I felt so lost. I don't know what to do now. I want to believe in second chances. I want to believe that people can change, that love can overcome anything. But I don't know if I can move past the hurt. I don't know if I can forgive her for what she did. Part of me wants to leave, to walk away and never look back. But another part of me wonders if this is something we can fix, if our marriage can survive this. I just don't know how to proceed. I don't know if I should stay and work through this, or if I should walk away and never look back. It feels like everything is in limbo, and the pain of this betrayal is suffocating me.